LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. They were both in Thomas and Mack Center on Friday. So was I. But they were sitting on opposite sides of the gym. They couldn't have been farther away from each other. Westbrook, he sat near the Lakers bench. LeBron was on the opposite baseline. And the former MVPs, I didn't see them talking at all. They left independently at different points in the game. Russell Westbrook left around halftime. LeBron James left toward the end of the game. Wendy, are you reading anything into this non-interaction?
Well, I think it's dangerous to totally read into something when you just see a slice of their lives. But one thing I think we can say is that last year, when Russell Westbrook was traded to the Lakers, LeBron and Russ were, spending a lot of time together, totally palling around Los Angeles, working out together. They were totally invested in building that relationship, and I think it's safe to say that that's turned a little bit frosty. And, the reality is this. The reality is that LeBron does want the Lakers roster improved. The way to do that is to trade Russell Westbrook. I don't think he's demanding Russell Westbrook to get traded. He just wants them to improve. I think the entire NBA knows that, including Russ. And I also think Russ, it's not even about LeBron. Russ is really trying to build his relationship with the new coaching staff. He's spent a lot of time with Darvin Ham to this point. And he was sitting on the bench, sort of acting like a player coach during that half he was there. And I think he was trying to send a message of being a team player. And he would have done that regardless of where LeBron was for that game.
Perk?
Well, let's just stop all the foolishness, okay? Here it is, all right? We all know that the Lakers want to get rid of Russell Westbrook. They want to trade him, okay? Let's get that out in the open. And we know that Russell Westbrook could feel the energy. And Russell Westbrook knows that. And guess what? The feelings are mutual, because Russell Westbrook don't want to be there either. So at the end of the day, look, what we saw at the Summer League game, those guys sitting across from one another and not even going to greet one another in the public eye, to me, that speaks volumes to me, okay? Because guess what? With all the noise that's going on around the league and Kyrie Irving and things to that nature, if LeBron or Russ would have took the initiative to go over and greet one another, and they would have been caught on camera or in the public eye having a conversation, it would have silenced a lot of the noise. Not all of it, but some of it. See, here's the thing now, and I said this again last week. The Lakers got to be very, very careful again, because if they don't get Kyrie Irving, you do not want to disgruntle Russell Westbrook coming into training camp. And I think what Darvin Ham and his coaching staff are doing is doing a hell of a job by making sure they keep a great relationship with Russell Westbrook just in case.
Okay, so this whole situation, it calls for a little bit of chop it or drop it. I want to start right with the Lakers' new head coach, Darvin Ham. He was asked about Westbrook during last night's game. Take a listen to what he said.
Russ, in my opinion, man, he's in great shape. He's durable. And in this system, this 4-out, 1-in system, he's going to have a chance to screen and roll and make plays in the half roll. He's going to have a chance to run on the break, slash, get layups. He's going to have a chance to sprint out to the corner, flatten the defense, get corner threes, as well as the things that he already does well in terms of getting the ball and pushing the pace and pushing the tempo. So I'm excited as hell to have Russell Westbrook on our team.
All right, Brian, what do you think?
I want to chop it, but I think I have to drop it, because he's talking about Russell Westbrook being a screener. Russell played 78 games last year, and he set 57 screens, 57 total screens. Now, granted, he's going to obviously be in a different role, I suppose, but my gosh, look at the rank. Now, he actually was a better corner three-point shooter than I thought. He shot 45% in the corner, and Darvin Ham, I'm sure, knows that. And I'm sure he's taking advantage of that. But he also is just a 29% catch-and-shoot player. Asking Russell Westbrook to play that is so different from the way he's played his whole career. I can't see it.
Well, the rule in chop it or drop it is if one person drops it, then we drop it. But since I'm the host, I'm just going to chop just one little smidge of it. And it's this. It's good. No, it's good. It's that I do appreciate what Darvin Ham is doing here, and that is when we look at the relationship, and I know our Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin mentioned this on the show the other day, when you look at the relationship between Frank Vogel and Russell Westbrook, it was flawed sort of from the beginning, and Darvin Ham is not making that same mistake, we can call it that, if you will, in this situation. Okay, now we can move on. Perk, let's switch it up to the all-star point guard that we know isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So take a listen to what Damian Lillard said at a news conference announcing his 2-year extension with the Blazers.
I've always said that if I do something that goes against who I am, and say I do end up winning, I know me better than any of y'all know me. So I'd be happy with it because I don't think anybody wouldn't be happy being a champion, but it wouldn't be as fulfilling to me as I would want that moment to be. As long as I have an opportunity to do it, you know, a good opportunity to do it, I'm willing to go out however.
Perk, chop it or drop it. Do you agree with Dame's thought process here?
Well, can I pull a Richard Jefferson here? Because I wanted to chop it, but I think I'm going to drop it. But I'm glad Dame knows himself better than everybody else. You're supposed to know that, okay? But I will say this to Dame. I'm glad he got his letters, but I still wish he would have got out of Portland. I think he was in the same position as Kevin Garnett when he left Minnesota. Nobody would have looked at him any differently. But I think now he has to stay in Portland because he has preached too much publicly about loyalty and staying committed and getting it out the mud and all that. So he has to stay there. Otherwise, he's going to be contradicting himself.
All right, so from Lillard to Wall. These are John Wall's first comments since officially signing with the Los Angeles Clippers. Take a listen.
I don't have to be Batman every night for us to win. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate goal for me is like, this point in my career, I don't want to have to be the Batman every night to try to win. You know what I mean? On our team that we have, I think anybody can be Batman. For me, I'm happy because I don't have to have the best player guarding me every night like I have my whole career. You telling me the third best defender going to have to guard me? Good luck.
So on a team that already has a Batman and a Robin, who do the Clippers need Wall to be, Brian?
Alfred? I mean, I will say he hasn't been Batman in a few years, so that wasn't really an option at this point. But I will say that, you know, he was able to not only pick a team where he has a high degree of success possibility, low downside, he got all his money. He got all his money. He took a $6 million buyout and signed for $6 million back. I don't think many people thought he was going to get all his money and get out of Houston. So you got to give props to him and for working that out.
Perk?
I will say this. John Wall, before he could beat Alfred, he got to make sure he beat Reggie Jackson out of that starting spot first. Because remember what T. Lue said. They got to compete to see who's going to be the starting point guard. But whether he's starting or not, he's still going to bring something unique to the table. And again, the Clippers have so much firepower, so much depth at the wing position. He's going to flourish well with the way that he plays the game of basketball.
Well, speaking with Ty Lue out in Las Vegas, I know he feels good about his squad this year. All right, lastly, Perk. Take a listen to what John Morant had to say when he was asked about playing in Michael Jordan's era.
I heard he was like just how he, go about the game, just that mindset he had. I would like to, play against him. So.
This time you're not saying, I would have cooked her.
I would have cooked him, too.
You would have cooked Michael Jordan?
Man, nobody got more confidence than 12.
Perk, chop it or drop it.
Man, look, I want to hear what y'all got to say. Listen, because the way I'm taking this right now is Ja is both confident and crazy. Okay, so I want to chop it because I want to hear what you got to say, Malika, and I want to hear what Wendy got to say.
Brian?
With my Jordan face on The Last Dance, that's what that does. Hey, Ja couldn't even say that with a straight face. He knew it was so ridiculous that he couldn't even say it without laughing. So props to him, but even he knows that's not true. But it doesn't matter because it's never going to happen.
Yeah,
so
look,
he can say anything.
Ja's chutzpah is what the Grizzlies, that's the energy that they have, and that's the energy that they need to have, particularly in a very tough Western